man. That's what that is, man. But for our next topic, bro. First steps to maturity, man. What do you guys think is like the first steps of becoming mature? A lot of times, you hear parents, especially black parents, say, you ain't grown until you move out or this, that, and the third. I mean, what is the first steps of maturity for you guys?
My first step was other than like respecting everybody, but like is like understanding and knowing what I did wrong and what I could do better. Or understand that I have taken the L and like what could I do to bounce back?
Should feel positive.
Yeah, and what's the acceptance? Accept stuff. Mm-hmm. Just because it don't go my way, just keep moving.
Right. Yeah, I hear you. Ray, what you got, man?
Honestly, I feel like if you really gonna start taking the steps to maturity, you gotta learn how to be independent and take responsibility. It's always cool to lean on your parents. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Like if you have the ability to lean on family members and your parents especially, then use that. But you gotta start taking those steps to becoming like your own person. Even you don't necessarily move out, but start to get things done on your own, and you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. Really, like kind of like what he was like, what Rel was saying. Like you gotta really accept things sometimes, good or bad. Sit in the feeling and learn how to deal with it. Like you got to, especially as you get older, bro. Because life is not gonna get easier. The older you get, the harder it gets. You feel me? Like you gotta learn how to keep going.
Right. I hear you, bro. And that's like with me. I thought when we moved into our apartment for the first time, I'm like, I'm maturing. I thought that's what it was, but it wasn't until later that I found out what it really was, because I was making mistakes that mature people don't make, no matter how mature I thought I was, because I had my own spot. Like, for me, like y'all was saying, responsibility is a big thing for me. You fuck up, you own up to it, bro, and you become better from that. You bounce back from that. Hell, really, man. And then I dedicate each day to trying and being a better person than I was the day before. Because you will never be perfect. That's my ultimate goal. And I know I will never achieve it because it's not possible. My ultimate goal before I leave this earth is to be perfect. And that'll never happen, but that's okay because I have something to strive for every day. That's what you got to reach for. And for real, man, and to be honest, and just knowing that I'm not the center of the universe, I think that was one of the biggest things of maturity, because I thought my shit didn't stink. I thought I was the center. I thought everything needed to revolve around me. But once I realized, bro, I have value. Of course, everybody has value and they play a role in this earth, but you're not bigger than the earth and you're not bigger than nobody here. You on your own journey and you helping people on theirs, bro. You're not bigger than nobody. You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Sure.
So yeah, we're gonna wait on them. Josh gonna have to edit this, but shit, we got some heat so far, man.
Yeah, hey, bro. What's the name? Newark did teach me a lot, though.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. That was my man. Listen,
shit. I got the Newark shirt on right now.
Yeah, I hear Newark is probably where my old self died, though. So it's probably best that I did go there. I left a lot when I went to Newark, bro. Even when I was commuting, the last time I commuted there, I feel like that was the last. That's when I was like, okay, I'm changing. That was the last of me. Once I got the main campus, bro, I started transitioning into somebody that I really love. Like, I always loved myself, but bro, once I started going to main campus within these past couple of years, whatever, like, I really realized what I needed to do. So Newark will always be instrumental in my life because I've seen a lot of shit down there. I had fun down there, had some tough times down there too, but that's part of growing up, bro. You win some, you lose some, but it's how you move forward with it and how you translate your losses. Because hell, and everybody goes through a loss. You can sit around a month about it, or you can learn from it and not make that same mistake. It's simple as that. So
that's the biggest learning, bro.
Let me ask y'all something.
All right, I think.
So Josh back, but for Kyler, was Newark like the close of a chapter for you?
Absolutely. because that's when who I was talking to, who was no good for me, but I was trying to hang on to it like it was, whatever. Shouldn't have even been in my life. She shouldn't have even been like that. I got beside myself, and I was down there. I'm not going to say I was being somebody who I wasn't, because I'm not going to go on the air and spell my business, but Ray and Tyra, I think y'all know what I was doing. I mean, you're not going to go out there and spill the beans, but like deep down inside me, because of my environment, sure, that could have been who I was, but that's not what I wanted for myself. I wanted more than that. And, I'm not going to ever knock nobody. If that's what you need to do to get by, cool. But me personally, I didn't even need to do that. It was just something of, it's there so I can. So, yeah, man, just that's something. I cut my hair when I was officially done with it. I'm like, okay, that really was the start of a new growth for me. And just tired of getting my ass kicked, bro. And I was down there not leaning on nothing, bro. I wasn't leaning on God or nothing, bro. I was trying to do shit, take shit in my own hands. Like I said, I thought I was the center of the universe. Then I got my ass humbled. And I had no choice but to bow down to God, bro. That's what it is at the end of the day. You got to realize you got a little bit of God in you, being able to manifest things, but you're not bigger than the big G himself, man. You gotta learn what it is, and you're not above nobody else, man. You gotta be humble. As a lot of people like to be arrogant. Like, I understand, like, there's a lot of people who you can look at entertainers or whatever, they grew up and didn't have shit, and now they got something, and now they want to shit on everybody. That's not what you do. You give back and you show them the right ways, bro. That you gotta be humble. I don't give a damn if you didn't have nothing and now you're a billionaire. You need to learn. You got to remember where you come from, because that shit can be gone like that, and everybody can turn their back on you just like that. You be back at square one. So
yeah,
that's all I got.
Ray, Josh, what was the
we gotta ask Josh the main question. Josh, to you, what are the first steps in maturity, man? We kind of just, the three of us went over accountability, responsibility, stuff of that nature. So what you got?
I think that it's kind of I'll go a different direction, because that's a pretty good understanding of it. But I think that it's kind of discovering who you are as a person. And I think that, like, for me, at least, in a way that it is with a lot of kids, is that, like, you kind of develop who you are going out through school. You start off in elementary school and you want to be like the other kids. You want to have what they have. And then you kind of get to high school and you're like, all right, I kind of want to be like my parents. If you have good parents, if you don't have good parents, I want to be like this person who you look up to, whether it's a famous person, a music artist, anything like that. And then once you kind of get out of high school, or kind of get into the later stages of high school, you start to realize, well, I don't like this about this person. I don't like this about my parents. Who am I? What do I like to be? How funny am I going to be?
That's a good point.
How do I need to act around people? Do I want to be funny all the time, or do I want to be serious sometimes? When's the right time to make a fart joke, or something like that? Or when's the wrong time? Or is there a good time? Do you think that's immature? And I think that that's why I'm a really big person. We talked about it before on the podcast, which is, going to school. And it's hard because not a lot of people want to go to school. A lot of people want to drop out of school or not go to college. But I think that a lot of social skills come out of that. And it's important, if you can, if everything plays in your favor and the cards are right, go to high school, go to college if you can, because it's a very good way to get some skills that you're going to need in real life that isn't the books. It's how to be a person, how to go out and talk to people, how to call somebody on the phone and talk to somebody, how to go into a business and get a job. You can't learn that just by kind of just being you. You can kind of get an idea of it, but it'll help you out just kind of talking to people who are above you and kind of realizing, do I want to work for somebody my entire life, or do I want to be my own boss? What do I want to do? Do I want to start a company, or am I okay with having a boss and having to report to somebody? But those are all things that you need to figure out throughout your life. And then you kind of reach that peak maturity level. Getting married, having kids is a really good thing that will mature you up really quick. I know for me,
I feel like having kids is probably the ultimate. If you don't get right after having kids, If you don't get right after having kids, then you lost. It's a lost cause.
Exactly. But that's a really big thing to think about where you are at a maturity level. I see it time and time again where kids come out kind of bad eggs, a little bit because they don't have mature parents that teach them how to be a better parent than them. That's my pinnacle of what a good parent is. If you raise your child to be better than you,
that's key standard.
Exactly.
You should want your kid to be better than you.
Right. Exactly. So that's where you need to step up. It's just like, do I have enough money in the bank to have a child right now? If we have twins, are we going to afford that? Or are we just barely scraping by, barely having one kid? If that's the kind of situation you're in, maybe it's not time to have a kid yet. Maybe it's time to wait for a second. And it's just like, all right, let's get some more money in the bank and then let's have a kid, because like you can't bring another human being into the earth and then treat them like that and not give them that, or at least try your hardest.
Right.
Everybody has,
sometimes you just can't
problems.
get it, but at least try your hardest.
Exactly. And it's just like, maybe monetary value isn't what you need to give your kid. If you don't have all the money in the world, but you give your kid a good life, that's the same thing. It doesn't matter. You can have all the money in the world and be a horrible parent.
Absolutely.
And that's where it comes. I mean, like a lot of times you see it where it's like, rich people pawning their kids off to fucking nannies and shit like that. You don't want that, but your kid, Katie's doing a lot of studying about that right now. And she was talking to me the other day about like the science behind, when kids start to feel like a connection to you and how important it is you as a parent to be in that moment. And I think, what was it, Katie? What was it? 30% of the time? 30% of the time that you should be there as a parent for your child to have a bond with you. And not even 60% of parents have that. And it's like that comes from maturity. In my opinion.
It's a cycle too, man. That shit keep getting passed down.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
You teach your kid wrong, and then your kid becomes worse than you, or just as good as your parent, as you as a parent. Right. So it's just like, those are all the stages of maturity. I think you can reach those quicker if you can realize those things at a quicker age. You can mature faster, but like I said, it's the same thing of just being a person. It's just like, what do you think is common sense at this point? Like we were talking about earlier with the cheating and everything like that. Do you have the common knowledge that going out with another person while you're dating somebody else is a bad thing?
Right.
If yes, and you still do it, yeah, you can be like, oh, I'm a bad person and feel guilty about it for a little bit, but at least you have the common knowledge of that. Right. It may make you less mature because you did it, or the repercussions that it gives you, or how you handle them, but it's bad. Right. Just like, hey, if you find a gun on the ground, you don't pick it up and start pointing it at your friends.
Right.
It's right. It's common sense, but not enough people realize that, Same thing with like, go ahead.
I was just saying, and I'm happy that you said that earlier about, the high school stage, you kind of have your role models of who you want to be at there. But that's one thing with me, as to the age I'm at now. I mean, I still, there's people that, of course, they help shape me. And I can never take that away from them.
For sure.
Ever. But in high school, whatever, I used to think they couldn't do nothing wrong. They were perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I get older, I'm like, okay, I don't like how you did that.
Yeah.
And I don't like how you did that. Not to say that I'm perfect or nothing, but the person that you thought couldn't make no mistakes, you start to see the flaws. And then that kind of opens your eyes up a little bit. And you got to become your own person.
Right. And that's the biggest thing too. I mean, like, maybe I should have said that first, but it's like, I think a really big peak of maturity is being able to admit your wrongs.
Absolutely.
If you do something, I mean, because like everybody makes mistakes. We all know that. That's common knowledge, but it's just
nobody
like,
ever be perfect.
Right. Can you realize that you made a mistake, and can you get past that? If you say something wrong, or if you offend somebody, can you truly and honestly be sorry for what you said? Even if in the back of your head, you don't agree with it, can you apologize to that person just for the sake of like, that's common decency. That's how being mature is. You hurt them, you hurt their feelings. It may not be the best idea to apologize to them in your head, but you have to do it anyway, because whatever, they're your boss, they're your coworker,
Right.
whatever it is, but it's like, that's maturity. Being in a relationship with somebody else, and like the things we talked about before, if any of these things that we talked about are like, whoa, this is a big news flash to me, you might want to do some thinking, because these are all kind of things that you need to discover really quickly, because it's going to make your life so much easier. And I mean, like, life is hard. It really is.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Yeah, it is.
And
You're gonna get your ass kicked a couple of times, man.
Exactly.
That's just what it is.
You gonna get whooped.
Right. You're going to have bad days. You're going to have bad months. You may even have a bad year, when you look back on it. And like, I know that everybody's feeling that right now. Nobody had a fantastic 2020 unless if they were completely rich and didn't get COVID.
Right.
But a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people lost their homes, their businesses, etc.
Family,
so, like,
all that.
And that's the best thing too. That's when you really know you learn what you're made out of.
Right.
It's easy for, let's say if you Floyd Mayweather and you never lost a fight, it's easy for you to walk up with your head high because you ain't never faced adversity.
Right. Exactly.
But if you take a loss and you bounce back, that's how you really know who you are, because you didn't let it get you down. It's easy when you win all the time to boast and be all, but you ain't never got punched in the mouth, so you don't even really know what you made.
Are you gonna get back up? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And Tyrell, what question did you have for them? For Ray and Josh?
What's the when was the point when y'all ended a chapter in your life? Like Kyler said, after leaving Newark. What's y'all's?
I kind of go with Kai a little bit. Kind of when I left Newark, and a little bit after that, and I started to work like do jobs and stuff like Amazon and Honda factories and stuff like that. That's when I really started to figure out what was important to me, like, and I started to really, really get closer to God. Like, I've always kind of have a relationship with God. Like, I've been baptized, all that.
Yeah.
I started to really understand what He wanted me to do with my life and the path that He wanted me to go down. You feel me? And kind of,
that's good, man.
Like, not to really, like I said earlier, video, not to throw my ex out there like that, but me and her relationship ending kind of really pushed that chapter behind me, if that makes sense. Like, it really made me into a new person. Like, it's kind of corny and cliche to say, but
that's what's up, man. I mean, not to like praying on your downfall or nothing like that.
No, but like, it's like, it was like when you were in a relationship with somebody, like, it's y'all two, you feel me? Like, we broke up, and it became me again. Like, I got my solitude back, my independence back. I got my relationships around me, they all got better. Like, I just started to get stronger.
Work on yourself.
Yeah. Not even like financial and career wise, but just like spiritually. Like, I just became a happier person, like smiling every day and all that stuff. Like, my vibration got higher. If that makes sense.
That was what's up, man.
Positive. Yeah, it was. This is over a year span, like 2 year span from like when I started at Newark to like really like recently, like 4 or 5 months ago. You feel me? So.
Yeah, bro. That's what it is. Josh, what about you?
I think, I guess the most recent chapter is being able to, I don't know. Well, I'll get depressing for a second, just because it helps my point.
Oh man, let it out, man.
Getting over my mom dying and trying to find out what I needed to do. It was kind of like when me and my dad kind of had our conversation. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was going to work and my dad called me and he was like, yo, mom's not looking too good. He was like, when she passes, what are we going to do? And like, how are we going to handle this?
Too sad, man. I got instance going. My eyes is already red from the beginning.
But and we kind of talked about that, and it kind of hit me at that moment, like, what am I gonna do? And when she did pass away, it was like, all right, fuck school and fuck everything else other than me making money and trying to be the best person that I can be for Katie. Because it's like, I don't want to go to school. I don't want to do anything with my life. I just want to make money and, kind of just be a house husband almost, you know. And then it was getting over that feeling sorry for yourself sort of thing, and being like, you're not utilizing yourself. How would mom feel if you didn't go to college like she wanted you to do? If, you know, like when she's sitting there almost on her deathbed in the living room telling me like, all I want you to do is graduate high school and try to go to college. And I sat there and told her, yeah, I'll do that, you know. And then just to throw it away like that, it made me feel fucking terrible. I was like, what kind of person am I to tell somebody on their deathbed and make them a promise like that and then not do something, you know? And then it just struck me. I was like, I am feeling sorry for myself. I'm being angry for no reason. I don't have to be angry. You know, I've done that. I've done a year of this, of being sad and feeling sorry for myself and being like, everybody sucks, you know? And then I was like, all right, I do want to go to school. And that was that ending of that chapter was really just like, I don't have to be like this. You know, I can really do something with myself. You know, I can really put myself forward, you know. And I told myself, I got into this school. My dad has helped me immensely. He doesn't want me to pay school fees, so he is nice enough to take a bunch of money out of his savings to help me go to school and get to where I need to be without having to pay fines, you know. And like, if I let him down like that, or if I let mom down and don't do good in my schoolwork and get bad grades or whatever, I would just feel terrible. And that's where I was like, okay, I'm in this new chapter. Back in the day in high school, I didn't fucking care. You know, my parents were paying $8,000 for me to go to school every year, but I didn't fucking care about that. I was still shitty in school. I didn't put myself forward and I didn't care, you know. And it's like, I'm ending with 2.8s, 2.9 GPAs, you know, and it's just like, and my parents are like, dude, you got to put effort into it. And I'm like, nah, fuck you. I'll play games, you know? And now it's like, if I don't get my schoolwork done before Sunday, I'm getting nervous, you know? And that's where I kind of want to stay, you know. Next chapter will kind of be, I think, like when me and Katie get married and we start thinking about how we want to live our lives and what job I'm going to get and stuff like that. But for now, this is probably the happiest chapter that I can be in, you know. And you know, I know we all still have bad days and we all still have problems, and not every day is perfect, but you know, it's a religion thing for me too. I didn't have a reawakening. I was raised Catholic. We went to church, not as much as we were supposed to, but we went to church, and I went to Catholic school all my life, as you know, Kyler. You know, that's where I grew up. I grew up in a Catholic preschool, a Catholic elementary school, and a Catholic high school. And still, after all that, I didn't really find religion to be something that I wanted to pursue, but I really did want to pursue the idea of all of it. I really love the idea of religion, and I wish that I could be more religious in that aspect, because it gives you questions, but it gives you an answer. You don't have to be afraid of what happens when you die. You know where you're going is a good place, you know, and it makes you kind of be a good person. You know, if you're a bad person, you know that you're a bad person. It teaches you so quickly in your life that, like, this stuff is bad. Why is it bad? Because it's a sin to do these things, you know, and sins aren't good. You know that, you know. But for me, it's just like, I got all of that in 18 years of my life. I was like, I know all this stuff is bad. I want to know what other cultures think is bad. What do Buddhist people think is bad? How do Buddhists go about, like, what gets you into the afterlife and what gets you reincarnated? You know, what do atheists think? What do they think happens when you die? Their answer is boring. It's just, oh, you just die. And it's like, well, that's no fun.
Life is too complex for your life just to be out, and that's it.
Right. Exactly.
No matter even what you want to go with.
And why would you want to think that way? I mean, like, how could you be a good person from that? If you're like, there's nothing pushing me to be a good person other than, well, we're all going to be in the ground. You know, it's just like, yeah, that's a good way to keep you humble, because it's just like, it doesn't matter how much money you have. We all end up in the same place, you know, but it's just like, it depends on how good you are as a person. You know, if you're a shit person, you're not going to the same place I'm going.
Right.
You know, and I don't want to see you there. But like I said, it's really cool to talk about all those other religions, because that's what Catholics believe. There is a hell, there is a heaven, but other parts of Christianity and all that, and all of those different subcategories all say things like, there is no hell. Everybody goes to heaven. You know, if you're sorry for your sins, you do go to heaven. You know, you have to be sorry for them. You can't just be like, yeah, I'm sorry, you know, but it's just like, if you're truly and honestly sorry for them, God doesn't care. He didn't put us on this earth to be perfect.
Otherwise, so we talked about a couple podcasts ago. He already he knows what you're going to do before you even do it.
Exactly.
So it's already set in stone. Everything is planned. It just
right.
You just got to realize, like we said, accountability and responsibility.
Right.
You make a mistake, you apologize for it, and you sincerely mean it, and you fix it. Don't keep doing the same shit. You genuinely fix it. That's
exactly.
But
yeah, so like I said, with maturity, it's a hard thing. I honestly don't think you stop maturing until you're in the ground, but I think that there's ways to quickly educate yourself on how to be
in the ground. You reach your highest form.
Like I said, it's all common sense at the end of the day. Being mature is just having common sense. If you see a kid that's struggling to carry his books or whatever, what do? Do you go over and you knock all of his books out of his hand and call him a fat little nerd? Or do you help him with his books and walk him to class and maybe make a new friend? You might not get those things in high school because, like I said, you're looking up to other people that may not be good influences. Your friends might be fucking bullies, but you're like, I don't want to lose these friends, so I'm going to be a bully too. But then you're like, man, these kids are assholes. And then you don't hang out with them anymore.
Right.
How quickly can you figure that out? That's what I want to say. It's just
I feel
common
like
sense.
Yeah, I feel like being on your deathbed is the highest peak of your potential because when you're on your deathbed, you know it's coming. Like, it's just a matter of seconds. So you almost pleading. And it's like you realize I'm not going to be here forever.
Yeah.
It's like you just accepted it and you're at peace with it. So I feel like that's kind of just like your highest form. Like, you can't get no higher than that. Once you've accepted it and you realize, you're not going to be on earth forever.
Right.
That's your highest form. Just me personally. But,
right.
And
to end this, if we're going into a new topic or whatever, I'm not saying in the slightest bit that just because you age, it means you get more mature. That is not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that's how it should work. Yeah,
you could be 30 and still childish.
Yeah, you can be 30, you can be 70. It doesn't matter. I've had a lot of old people come into my fucking building at work that act just like 12-year-olds. And I mean, it's just like I said, it should work with age. As you get older, you get more experience and you get mature, but that's usually not how it works. It's just up to you to figure it out. Don't stay in your old ways. Be open-minded. Like I said, I mean, like we talk about it all the time. Back in 2002, jokes that were funny most likely aren't very funny nowadays.
You're gonna get harassed.
Right. But can you agree with that and move forward, or are you going to stay back in that time period and never move on?
And to add something along with age, man. I'm dead serious when I say this. Along with age, man, don't look at a person's status and think just because maybe they're homeless or whatever, they're not wise. I know some wise ass crackheads. It may sound like it ain't true, but there's always that one crackhead in the neighborhood that know what he's talking about. When he's talking, you need to listen. So I mean, that's just what it is. So
for sure, and that's how you learn more. Just realize,
always learn. Be open to learning.
You can learn from anybody, and you can learn wrong things from people too. Just be open-minded. Like I said, look, if you're a Republican, go and watch some Democratic videos. You don't have to agree with them. Just learn about it.
Balance.
Right? Exactly. If you are a homophobic person, I don't like you, but go and watch some videos about why these people are struggling. And then make your decision. If you still don't like them, I still don't like you, but at least you have an understanding on why you don't like them. At least you can come up with something other than, the Bible says it, because those arguments don't work anymore. We all know that that's not true, so it's like, have a good argument to come with it. You may not be mature in my eyes, but at least you learned something.
Yeah. So that's closing out, man. Everybody got what we needed to say. We got it out. So. All right. Next topic, Josh. This was your topic, man. About was it?
Yes, a lighthearted topic.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
Yeah, man.
So, Activision in the news yet again. Hopefully, everybody that watches our podcast is at least a little familiar with video games. I was gonna say. So Call of Duty Black Ops, or not Black Ops. Yeah, it's Black Ops Cold War. That's what it is. Came out. It partnered with Warzone, and they're implementing guns from Cold War into it and everything like that. Warzone is a free-to-play game. It's a battle royale type game like Fortnite and stuff like that, but it's Call of Duty. They just announced that the old PS4s, the first generation PS4, which is what I have currently, has a 500 gigabyte hard drive. That hard drive will not be big enough to store that game anymore. You will need to get either an external hard drive if you have an old PS4, or upgrade to the PS5, or get a PS4 Pro with a terabyte hard drive. And I want to know you guys' thoughts on that. Are we okay with that?
What the hell?
I can get mine out
because
it's short.
Yeah, go ahead.
I keep mine simple. You already know what I got, so that's all I can say. I can't.
My God, he trying to fight with that PS5. You don't get on somewhere.
All right, I already had an argument. I already had an argument with that because I knew he was going to try to flex on us.
I just all talk.
So the PS5 has a terabyte SSD. That one game takes up half of your storage. So for anybody that doesn't know, a terabyte equals 1,000 gigabyte. So I
got a what's name? I got like a hard drive.
Yeah, an external one, which you can buy.
Like four, I got a lot of space.
Yeah,
say that I got a lot.
Right.
So,
and I have
the whole internet on that mug.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I have an external hard drive with mine as well. I bought it from work. It's an external hard drive. It has 4 terabytes on it, which is 4,000 gigabytes. So I don't have that problem either. My problem is with a lot of people who cannot afford these luxuries. A 4 terabyte hard drive, an external 4 terabyte hard drive goes for about $250 or more, depending on how fast it is and how many moving parts it has. So let's just round it up to 300. And that's more than a PS4 is right now. A base PS4, 500 gigabytes from GameStop.
Mm-hmm.
So you're paying for an extra PS4 to play one game.
To be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell are they adding on there that is so much though is what I'm confused about.
That's the other thing.
Shit, how many gigabytes?
That's a bunch of games.
The reason the
GTA
reason
is like 100.
Yeah, the GTA is 100 with all their online stuff. But that is the problem with it, is because of how many microtransactions they have. They have to put out updates every time they put out new skins, new weapon variants, things like that. To keep it
and
all
it adds on to the gigabytes.
Right. And they put out new $20 skins every week. Or, this and that. And they keep making new ones. So we're going to get into that. And then, like I said, they're adding the weapons from Cold War into it. So they have to add those guns with their animations, their bullet patterns, everything like that. But the problem that I have with it is I don't understand why they cannot be different games. Black Ops Cold War, if you guys don't have it, I don't know who does and who doesn't. I have it on the PC. And it takes up 250 gigabytes of my storage just to get on the game.
It's a lot. Yeah, I got it right now.
I realized that, and I completely deleted it because I was like, it's taking up more. I mean, I have a 2 terabyte SSD in my computer, and it's taking up so much space for one game that I don't play any of the modes except multiplayer and zombies. So my proposition is that they fix this and they say, okay, if you get this version, it's lighter, but it doesn't come with this, this, and this, and this. Now, I have a problem with that because Warzone is partnering with these games and everything. So, like I said, the 500 gigabytes comes from the player skins because you want to see them instead of, unrendered blocks. And all the guns, like I said, and then all the skins for those guns from Cold War. So, like I said, I mean, that's my opinion. If you, is everybody okay with this? Or are we just gonna not play it and just be done with it?
Me personally, I'm not a big video game guy as much as I used to be because I usually play sports games and they're all trash now.
Yes,
I'm waiting until college football comes back, but
yep.
I could be saying this bias because I don't really play the game like that. Is the game even worth that many goddamn gigabytes? Honestly,
no.
Like, is it that? Yeah, I mean,
like Call of Duty, yeah, but
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's biased, but I'm like, fucking go play Fortnite if you want to play a game like that or some shit. Way less. I mean, I don't know.
battle royale games. I mean, Call of Duty Warzone has such a big following and it has so many players on it. I play it. I used to play it a lot, and then I realized how much it would take up, and I deleted it.
I liked PUBG until it was me, Dwight, and I forgot who else was running with us. Shout out to our boy DZ. It was us and another team left. It was us and another team left, and we ran across the bridge, and the bridge glitched us through, and they shot us in the water. I didn't touch it after that. Yeah. So
PUBG is kind of like that. I mean, it's poorly optimized, and that's what's cool about Warzone. Warzone runs extremely well, and I mean, unless if you have bad connection, there's really no way for you to fuck up. You know, there's glitches, of course, that always happens, but they're a lot more sparse. You know, and that's why so many people like it.
Okay, makes sense.
But like I said, at that point you would have to choose. Like we're just going off of somebody who has the original PS4. You have to choose this game over every other game. Not to mention how long it would take for you to download that 500 gigabyte game.
You might as well go to bed.
Right, exactly. I have god tier internet. I mean, like we pay extra for the best internet because I like that. I like having low ping. You know, but even I did the math earlier today. If I downloaded Warzone with that 500 gigabytes, it would still take me 7 hours to install it. And like the PS4,
take you a nap, do some homework.
Exactly. Yeah. The PS4 would probably take you like 5 days to install. You're not playing until you get in there. And then, like I said, you know, if your hard drive shit, the game will run poorly. It's how it works. I mean, like your load times will be longer. Your pixels won't render as much. They're gonna ruin my prediction is if they don't fix it, they're gonna ruin their player base because not a lot of people are gonna be able to do it. You're gonna have to have a PS5 or you're gonna have to have a PC like mine, which again, I mean that's completely out of the question.
Yeah. And it's bad enough now that I mean some people you just can't even afford a PS5, let alone they're hard to come by anyway.
Right.
So I mean, you know.
Which is another topic in of itself, which is ridiculous.
Right.
Sony's a piece of shit for that.
Right, Tyrell, you think it's worth it? Yeah.
It's hard because like some people use gaming as like a stress thing, you know, or like an escape from the.
And I'm assuming that's a big game on Twitch. Is that a big game on Twitch?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but like. Games bring joy to people, but they also could ruin a person's day. Like, I'm sure all of us had times if we died on some BS and F everybody in my face right now. Yeah, but it's hard because gaming has an impact on most people. And like people like Kyler, you know, really don't have much, but
do you think this one game? You think this one game is worth potentially deleting everything else?
Right.
Are you talking about like this Warzone tournament?
Because it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of space. You think it personally?
See, I can't say that because I got it, and then I still got other games on my stuff, so I can't.
Oh, here you go.
They haven't.
I'm not flexing. I'm not.
They haven't done it yet. But, so it's still like 150 gigabyte game. Right.
I'm not.
I see the feedback. I'm sure they'll change it when they see the feedback. What's going on?
It's the same. It's the same as Ark, bro. Like if you had every add-on for Ark downloaded, bro. That's damn near all your space.
Yeah,
you see how that went. You see how that went, right?
Yeah,
you see how that went.
I'm just saying, like that's how some people might look at Call of Duty. Like we play Ark all the time. So if you play,
but I wouldn't have only had Ark over anything else. I mean, it's some people that
you get tired of playing the game. So if I had to choose, I'll say no because I can't keep playing Call of Duty.
That's what I'm saying. As much as I love Ark, it was some bullshit. That couldn't have been the only game I had on my storage. I needed something else to play while I'm hatching the egg or something.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna check something really quick. So I play Destiny a lot, and it's been like my game for the past couple of days.
You're gonna say.
Destiny 2 is a good game. It's a very relaxing game. It's very grindy, and
you gotta grind.
It is free to play right now, but it's kind of pay to win as well. But I got lucky and I got all the DLCs for $20, and they're usually $100. So I got lucky. But anyway, but the 3 DLCs in Destiny 2 are about 50 hours each. So they're massive DLCs, game worthy DLCs.
Right.
And Destiny 2 altogether takes up 89 gigabytes for 4 games.
Ooh,
altogether, essentially.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
That's the thing. See, that's what I'm saying.
And they have skins, they have season passes, and
They
they have
got a
battle
lot, yeah.
passes that you can get, cosmetic items and stuff like that. But they can keep it down to 89 gigabytes. And on top of that, Destiny 2 has way better graphics than Call of Duty does.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, like,
that's
crazy. I don't think it. At the end of the day, I don't think it's worth it. But to somebody who like a Twitch streamer, they make their living off that. Sure, I'm sure the game is worth it. And at the end of the day, they could probably go buy some more space. But just saying in general, if they couldn't, I'm sure it'd be worth it to them. But for majority of people, I would say probably no.
Yeah, and that's gonna be what, like I said, that's what I'm guessing is going to be Call of Duty's downfall. If they can't
but if they get
fix
bad
that,
feedback, of course they're going to change it.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the thing.
Yeah,
it's hard because I wish I could say that, but I played the absolute shit out of Call of Duty Modern Warfare when it came out. I got all the guns diamond. I was really, really, really close to getting dark matter or whatever. I don't. Damascus is what it's called or whatever. So I grinded that.
Ray
game.
on the PJs and Black Ops.
Right. So it's just like, and I stuck with them throughout their entire year. I bought into their DLCs. I paid for the $20 skins, all that shit. And I was fine with it. But they did not fix a single thing from day one. Everybody wanted the mini map to go back to the way it's always been because the mini map didn't show. Originally, they didn't have the mini map at all. And it was like a little bar. If you've ever played Rainbow Six Siege, that's how it looked. There's no mini map, and you could just see the little red dots in a general direction. You couldn't see enemies. And then the UAV was the only thing that brought the mini map in. And it took almost, I'd say like 3 or 4 months for them to finally get enough feedback to people hating it to fix it. And then Cold War came out, and Cold War, for the first month, I could not play on my PC because the servers were wrong and they ported it over badly. And they didn't fix it. And they worked on things like microtransactions instead, and they didn't fix it. And I swear on my life, when I looked at Reddit and everything, almost 70% of the PC players had the same issue I had. And the game was unplayable. And we couldn't return it.
That's like what Red Dead Online, man. That game could have been something, and they just blew it.
Right. And that's
Red Dead Online could have been. That game could have been so much fire, and they blew it.
Yeah, because the first Red Dead Redemption's online was fantastic.
Yeah,
it was fantasy.
But the second one, the campaign was so good. It was better than the online.
Yeah, the campaign was amazing.
It was like what they really did wrong was when the game first came out, when they first had online, they didn't put a whole bunch of stuff out. They waited months to try and fix it, and then everybody's already gone by then. Ain't nobody waiting around for that.
I don't know why they do that. They wait for like over 500 million people to say something to fix it.
Because that's Rockstar. You guys got to realize where the money is with Rockstar. It's not Red
Rockstar. No, don't get me started with Rockstar.
The game that's made 3 straight consoles.
Exactly. Rockstar doesn't care with that. I know. I remember leaving elementary school and buying GTA 5 on the Xbox 360.
Yeah, I was in middle school.
Yeah. So it was like, and I mean, like,
crazy.
20 years old, and they're putting it on the PS5.
That's wild.
21 years old. That's how long it's been. But like I said, that's because they constantly make money on it. And then Red Dead Redemption, it made all of its money. They didn't care about online. They made a ton of money just off of the game.
They're like,
it's like, holy shit, these graphics are like next generation in the real sense of the word, and everybody bought it. I bought it day up. I think I bought it.
Yeah, I did too.
And
I bought midnight.
I spent $60 on that struggling in college. I still bought it.
That's exactly. I agree. That's the same thing for me. I'm still struggling with money, but I was struggling real bad, and I saved up enough money just to buy it, and I waited for it to be done that night and played it at like 6 o'clock in the morning. And I beat half of it in that day and was like, wow, I haven't slept in over 30 hours. I probably need to go to bed, But I mean, like I said, but that's just how good they know that they don't need that. GTA 5 was good, but it's getting old. Everybody knows the story. Everybody knows the campaigns. Everybody knows the fucking street names at this point. You know?
Oh yeah,
so
like, I don't need a map on. Yeah, I know better than Ohio.
Exactly. So it's like, how do we make money on this game? And then they were like, all right, it's too hard for people to make money, and people are pissed at us for the shark cards. So let's make it easier. Let's make it grindy, but let's make it easier. You can have fun now doing these things. You know, we just
and every month here's a random $1 million for being a good. Yeah.
Same thing with they did it with Twitch Prime too. If you have a Twitch Prime account and you link it with it, you get $1 million, and you got the submarine to do the latest heist or whatever it was. And it's just like they added so much stuff that it's like it's easy to make money, but you have to spend a lot of time doing it. But people are like, it's much easier now, so I'm okay with that grind, you know. But it used to be you had to do like be a cocaine dealer and be this dealer, and then you had to wait for like 6 hours.
Too, the most expensive car was the the Adder?
The Adder,
that was the most
back in.
Now every car on there is like $4 million.
$15 million, $6 million. Yeah.
That's how it is. And I mean, like getting the fucking, I forgot what the flying motorcycle is called, but
no, that shit.
The oppressor.
The oppressor.
That's why I stopped playing it. That shit is
everybody. Everybody got it. But I remember my first smell on GTA and PS3. I was so happy. Now
I blew that motherfucker in the day.
Yeah,
I agree. I did the same thing.
Do y'all remember what is it called? Moderns? The little hackers people.
The who?
The hackers people that be hacking GTA.
Oh man. Cam got into one of them lobbies, bro.
We get
I got into one. But
we get into them all the time.
I mean, I remember they gave him like billions.
Yeah, I played on PC.
Yeah, I would say PC. Like it's better on PC for real.
They gave Cam like $1 billion or something like that.
Yeah,
that man every goddamn
they gave me. Yeah, they
took
me
it though. The feds
million.
did a sweep.
That's the thing. I don't play GTA that often, and I got into a modded lobby, and I got like $4 billion, and I still have like 40 or 60 million dollars on that game, and the game honestly isn't fun, and the modders ruined it. I wanted to grind that game, but I can't now because I have everything. I could buy everything and have money left over. And the game by itself, just being in free play, is not fun. I mean, it's fun to kill people for about 20 minutes, and then you're like, this is boring.
I'm tired of killing you,
exactly. I want to do the missions. I want to do the heist. So I just started a new character, and I've been grinding it that way. But yeah, it's impossible not to get in modded lobbies. No one wants to give you money in modded lobbies, though. They just want to fuck with you. They'll just spawn a UFO right on you, and you'll just be like, what the fuck?
Or they become a freaking naked stripper and blow you up.
Yeah.
But man, shit. I think. Well, hell, boys. I think we had a hell of an episode, man. We had a lot of heat.
Yes. Yeah.
I appreciate you, boys, for coming out. You know, taking the time out. You know, we're gonna keep striving, man. Everybody that's watching, man, we appreciate it. Continue to watch, comment, subscribe, share, please. And we appreciate hitting 80. Yep. Thank you to the guy for not putting that porn stuff in our comment section no more. I greatly appreciate it.
A Clippers fan.
Yeah, I don't know what. I'm happy. Please, I'm happy you were gone. We appreciated you commenting, but don't comment nothing like that. We got babies watching. Please don't comment.
Hey, 100 subscribers. We're bringing somebody on.
Yeah, hey, we on God. Yeah, we're gonna have some interviews coming for y'all soon. So just stay patient with us, and we're gonna keep doing our thing, man. We're gonna keep taking this to the next level. So we appreciate you and love everybody that's watching. And boys, once again, thank you for coming out. So y'all got anything to add on? That's gonna be the show. Y'all got anything?
Share it with your friends, please.
Yeah, I got some, man.
Go ahead, brother.
I've been wanting to save for a while, but
you missed it last week. Go ahead.
Fuck it, man. I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done.
Shake it off. Just beat the devil with that.